alert tonight. Police are seeing a high concentration of increased crime on one street in central Columbia.
ABC 17's Lindsay Burning talked to residents on Washington Avenue and a member of the North Central Neighborhood Association today.
She joins us now live in the newsroom. And Lindsay, Columbia Police Dispatch says they were called to Washington Avenue more than 100 times last year.
Daniel, they were, and that number could be even higher. Yesterday, we told you police were called to a house on Washington Avenue for a report of multiple shots fired at the home. And several hours later, they were called back to the same street for a report of child abuse. The Columbia Police Dispatch on the city's website shows police were called to Washington Avenue 102 times since January 29th of last year. Those calls range from shots fired down to traffic stops. 18 of those calls were reports of disturbance and 15 were 911 checks. Jim Hayden has lived on Washington Avenue for about 2 years and says he isn't concerned.
I feel completely safe. I've never had a problem. Anybody I talk to on the street, they're extremely friendly. So I've never had any reason to feel unsafe in this part of the town.
But not everyone on the street feels safe. A woman who lives a few houses down from Hayden didn't want to go on camera, but tells me she doesn't feel safe at all. 3 months ago, she saw a man killed in her backyard. You may remember Anthony Shagog was arrested for the death of Walter Leger after stabbing him near the intersection of Washington Avenue and Pecan Street. She says she's considered moving, but can't because she's renting and can't get out of her lease. John Clark is on the Neighborhood Association for North Central Columbia. He says one reason the area is seeing a high level of crime is because a community action team no longer exists.
In the early 2000s, we had a community action team because we didn't have enough officers, but it was 5 or 6 people. And they went and trained with landlords and neighborhood associations about crime prevention.
Clark says the area also no longer has a neighborhood crime watch. He says the North Central Neighborhood Association used to work closer with law enforcement. Police officers would come to each meeting to discuss what problems they were seeing and ask what the association thought needed attention. But that is no longer the case. Clark tells me he hopes to see the Neighborhood Association include law enforcement in their meetings again, and he says several things need to be fixed, but it's a problem that will take several years. Reporting live in the newsroom, Lindsay Burning, ABC 17 News.
Thank you, Lindsay. The man who shot multiple rounds into the house yesterday still has not been caught. If you have any information about this or any crime, you're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers at 875-TIPS.